Good afternoon, Cochrane. I am Samantha from urbancasual.ca, Cochrane's event website, and I'm here today to talk about all of the events that we have coming up this weekend in Cochrane, plus what you need to know to get in on the fun over the next few weeks. If you're watching today, hit me with a thumbs up in that comment section if you can hear me, and I will get started with today's events in just a moment. All right, it looks like our live streams on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook are going. So how this works, if you're just tuning in for the first time, we're going to give you the lowdown on some of the really great events that you'll want to look for this weekend in Cochrane. And we're going to update you on some things that have tickets that are coming up or that you might want to donate to. So stick around for all of the event news in Cochrane. Now, today is Thursday, April 17th, and we are heading into the Easter long weekend. If you have kids, you probably have kids who are off school next week too, so it's an extended long weekend. So hopefully everyone has something to do during the weekend. Hopefully the weather plays along. But if you are looking for things to do, definitely check out urbancasual.ca because that Cochrane events calendar is blocked. Our newsletter just went out this morning. If you are not signed up for that, it was loaded with things that you need to know. So head over to urbancasual.ca to sign up for that newsletter right now. All right, now a few things that I just want to touch on for today before we get into things too far, because this is a really great event that is happening on Thursdays over the next few weeks. Now, it's called the Gold Rush Treasure Hunt, and it happens in historic downtown, and it's going to take you on a little adventure through the businesses in the historic downtown area. Now, this is the second Thursday that is happening. It runs all day, and there's a chance to win really great prizes as well. So all the information for that is on urbancasual.ca. Now, if you haven't been over to the website recently, we just had a feature go out about all the voting things in Cochrane coming up. Looks like this. So you're going to head over to urbancasual.ca for that Vote Now feature. It is a complete guide to what you need to know to voting in Cochrane. Now, as we are heading into the long weekend, there will be 4 opportunities to advance vote this weekend. So if you've got a weekend with nothing to do, this is a great way to check that off the list and make sure that nothing delays you or prevents you from doing it on the election day, April 28th. So check into that feature on our website. It has ID requirements, locations that you can vote on if you can't get there this weekend. Plus, it has a link for you to find out which location you're going to vote on the actual voting day, because there will be many polling stations around Cochrane, but that is dependent on where you live. So check out that link and feature on our website. All right, now this spotlight news is for Children's Theater this summer. We have the first annual Cochrane Children's Theater Festival coming to Cochrane this summer. I believe it is in August. Now, these groups are looking for your help. They have put together a crowd fund, and it has all the information over on that link. Now, what they're looking for is to keep this event free for all Cochrane children and families. So hit up. I will post the link to that right after this broadcast so that you can go find out more about that. All right, Bow Valley Boot Stomp. If you haven't got your tickets for that yet, what are you waiting for, Cochrane? This event is Friday, July 18th and July 19th, and the prices for tickets are going up May 1st. So you'll want to get in on those tickets now before prices go up May 1st. They are the lowest that they're going to be, and there is general admission. There's also VIP options. You can camp on site if that's something you want to do, but all of that pricing goes up May 1st. So pop into our website. There is an article on there that lays out the links and makes it easy for you to find. So head into Urban Casual for that feature. We also have a local group in town who is looking for some volunteers and some donations. Home Reno Heaven on Charlesworth Avenue over by Save On Foods. They're looking for volunteers. Now, if you did not know, Home Reno Heaven is a social venture in Cochrane that helps to raise funds for affordable housing. So this store is completely run by volunteers. I believe they do have a manager, just for full disclosure, but they are looking for volunteers to help them run the store. So if you are a retired tradesman or you have some time that you would like to help, you can send them an email or go see them in store or even give them a phone call. Plus, this group is looking for donations to keep that store full of things to sell. So if you have appliances in good working order, you have lumber, or you have tools, hit them up. They would love those donations. They also have some bins that are around town that take used textiles. So textiles that have like holes or stains in them, and they get turned into affordable housing in Cochrane. So great group to look out for who is looking for some volunteers and donations. Now, this Cochrane event that I want to put on your radar for next week is one of Cochrane's favorites. It is Leah's Marketplace back for another year. Now, this is a vendor's market and a garage sale with all the supporting funds going to Big Hill Haven, our emergency shelter in Cochrane. This event is April 26th and runs from 9 a.m. until 4 p.m. The complete details for this are on urbancasual.ca. Now, the thing you'll want to note is that this event, they only accept cash. So you're going to want to bring your cash to this event with you, okay? That helps everything go faster, and you might get a better deal. So that is something that you want to know for that event. Plus, they are going to be accepting your donations to resell at that garage sale on the 24th and 25th from 8 a.m. until 8 p.m. at the Lions Event Center. So pop in urbancasual.ca for the complete details about Leah's Marketplace coming up next weekend. Also next weekend, I'm just going to quickly put this one on your radar because it doesn't involve all of Cochrane, but it involves at least half of us. So we've got a food drive coming up. Now, this is on the 26th as well, and we'll start at 10 a.m. It involves the communities of Fireside, Bow Meadows, Bow Ridge, Crawford Ranch, Jumping Pound, West Valley, West Terrace, West Point, Heartland, Heritage Hills, Montera, Cochrane Lakes, and Harmony. Now, if you haven't participated in a Cochrane food drive before, you're going to put your donation into a reusable bag or a box, and you're going to put it on your step for 10 a.m. At 10 a.m., a volunteer is going to run around and scoop that stuff off of your porch. Now, if you do not have anything on your porch, you might have a volunteer knock on your door that day. So the best way to avoid that knock is to have your donation out in your step, because it is kind of proven. I've done this for years with the food drive, but half the time the people just have this stuff on the inside. So expect a volunteer to knock on your door that day or put your stuff out by 10 a.m. And thank you for everyone who is able to donate to that Cochrane food drive. Now, this is up on our website. We're running a tickets and stay giveaway. The Stony and Accordion Resort and Casino has given us 2 tickets to the Powerhouse live concert on May 10th in their new event center. You also get to stay overnight. So you're going to want to head over to our website, urbancasual.ca, look for this post and enter, because right now there are some low entries, so you have a good chance of winning. But that's going to feature a concert at the event center plus a night stay. So go get in on that giveaway on our website. This contest has been running all month. It is super popular. The votes are coming in on both Instagram and Facebook, 2 ways that you can participate in this. Currently, you can head over to urbancasual.ca to find out where those posts are on Facebook and Instagram, and you're going to vote in the March 2025 finalist. So we're currently collecting votes for the photos as our March 2025 finalist, but we are also collecting your April 2025 Cochrane photos. So you're going to go look for something like this on our website, and that'll take you to the form where you're going to submit your Cochrane photo for us to enter into the April contest. All right, and one more thing before we get into this weekend's events. We have a Mother's Day market that is looking for a few vendors still. This is happening at the Cochrane Lions Event Center. It is on May 9th and May 10th. And all the details for that are on our website on the dates of May 9th and 10th. So you're going to want to get in touch with the Lions Event Center if you are a vendor who would like to participate in that market. All right, Cochrane. Now, if you're watching from Instagram, hello. If you're watching from Facebook, hello. If you're watching from YouTube, hello. Make sure you can still hear me, and we'll be back in just a moment with all of your Cochrane weekend events. All right, now how this works is I'm going to touch on the highlights of this weekend because that calendar is full of exciting things to do. And you're going to go find out all of the rest of the details about the things I didn't talk about, plus more details about the things I am going to talk about. So one more thing to put on your radar for tonight. Now, this one is kind of weather dependent, but the Cochrane Classic Car Club is starting their meetups at A&W every Thursday. They will be there from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m., and everybody is encouraged to attend that event, including if you have a car that you would like to show. So definitely just pop over to A&W on Thursday nights from 5 p.m. until 8 p.m. to meet with that Cochrane Classic Car Club. All right. Pardon me. I'm still sick. Anyways, with the events that we have on our calendar for Friday, April 18th, some of them are weekly events. So if the location is like closed because it is Good Friday, that may not be happening. So you might want to check in with the venue itself before you head out. An example of that is the Legion. They will not be having their barbecue or their trivia or their karaoke this week because they will be closed. But this is where that voting comes in. So if you can get yourself down to the Lions Event Center, you can vote all weekend, 9 a.m. until 9 p.m. For that advanced voting. Great way to make sure that you get that done before the actual voting day. Friday as well, we have some live music happening at the Venue Sports Bar and Grill. This is the Moons of Jupiter band, great band. They are in town for both Friday and Saturday. The fun for that starts around 9 p.m. and there's never any cover at the Venue Sports Bar and Grill for those weekly bands. All right, now checking into Saturday, April 19th, there's definitely a few things that you want to know about. And in some cases, you might have to register. So the first one is Eggapalooza. This favorite event is happening on Saturday from 9 a.m. until 12 p.m. I believe there are 3 different time slots, so likely 9 to 10, 10 to 11, and 11 until 12. This is a fantastic event where the SLS Center fills the pool with eggs and other fun things, and the Easter Bunny is slated to be on deck as well. So go register your kids for that free event. It's very, very popular, so do that right away. Again, we have that advanced voting from 9 a.m. until 9 p.m. at the Lions Event Center. We also have an Easter pop-up market. So if you're still looking for a few Easter snacks or treats or gifts, you might want to hit up this market. This is your Easter pop-up market brought to you from the group at Quirk Social. It is at the SLS Center in the curling rink. And now that has been moved from the Lions Event Center due to the voting that will be going on. So this is when it will be happening at the SLS Center. Lots of great vendors, face painting. There's a scavenger hunt and coloring contest, plus some really, really cool giveaways. But if you are looking for some last minute Easter treats, that is where you'll want to hit up. 6 p.m. on Saturday evenings, we have some live music at the Rocky View Brewing Tap Room. And this week, Michaela Sheedy is in the house. you haven't seen Michaela perform, this might be your time if you can get out. It is free to attend that event at the brew house, or at the tap room, sorry. And all the fun for that starts at 6 p.m. with great live entertainment at the tap room this weekend. We also have a special event happening at the Texas Gate. Now, this is called Home Tone Locals, and it's a group that's been practicing at the music store who is going to grace you with some of their musical talents. So that event runs all evening from 6 p.m. until the night, late into the night, and I believe there is a $10 cover charge for that at the Texas Gate. Saturday also has an open mic at Found on the calendar that starts around 7 p.m. And we have night 2 of the venue Sports Bar and Grills Moons of Jupiter Band starting around 9. Now, Sunday isn't too busy on the calendar because it is Easter, but we do have voting from 9 a.m. until 9 p.m. both Sunday and on Easter Monday. So don't forget that if you are able to get out and vote ahead. We have an acoustic jam from 1 p.m. until 4 p.m. happening at the Texas Gate with Jamie Alanach as your host. We also have another Sunday jam at the venue Sports Bar and Grill with Alan Christie as your host from 4 p.m. until 8 p.m. And that is what we have on the calendar for this weekend. Because it is Easter, so it is a little quieter than normal, but definitely there is plenty of things to see and do around town. So check into urbancasual.ca to get all of the details about what we've got going on in Cochrane. Now, if you don't see your Cochrane event there, you're going to want to fill out the submit an event form at the top of our website. Fill out that form and we will get your event added to the calendar for all of Cochrane to come out and enjoy. All right, now that is it for this week. We have plenty of things to see and do on our website. So like I said, just check in regularly. It's always being updated with new things to do, especially as people find the website and fill out that form. Filling out that form is the quickest way to get your event up on that calendar, okay? So if you fill out that form, it will be approved shortly. And yeah, a couple things to review just from the beginning in case you weren't with us. We have Eggapalooza this weekend on Saturday, so you do need to register for this event. Get on that right now. If you're looking to vote, we have all of the voter information in Cochrane on our federal election voting guide on our website, urbancasual.ca. This link you're going to look for in just a minute because it's not on the website. It did go out in the newsletter this morning, but I will add it to this video shortly after I finish. But we have a theater group who is looking for some donations to bring the first annual Cochrane Children's Festival to town this summer. So I will post that link right after. And the event of the summer, year 2 of the Bow Valley Boot Stomp, pricing for the tickets go up May 1st. Great lineup ahead for both July 18th and July 19th. So you're going to want to get your tickets soon so that you're not paying full price, all right? But the pricing for that goes up on May 1st. We have a local group looking for some volunteers and some donations. If you have some time or you have some appliances, lumber, or tools, they are looking for your help. That is Home Reno Heaven on Charlesworth Avenue in Cochrane, who supports affordable housing in our town. And that marketplace we do have coming up next weekend. Get your stuff ready for donation. Pardon. All right, Cochrane. That's me signing off. I will be back next weekend with all of your Cochrane events. Have a great day.